Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about a recently finished airing Chinese contemporary web drama, 值得爱, Such a Good Love. This is a 26-episode contemporary drama that has aired on the platform Tencent. It is directed by Han Yan, written by 4 writers. 2 of them are the screen adaptation people. The other 2 are the original creator of this story, as it is actually based on their own life story. These 2 people are Dai Mengying and Zhou Tong, and the drama has the female lead as Dai Daji and the male lead as Zhou Shui, so it's the same surname. In terms of its casting, led by 2 quite familiar faces in contemporary idol drama land, I'd say right now, working in China, 2 Wangs, Wang Anyu and Wang Yuwen. It starts in 2007 when they graduate from a university in Hainan province, the very south of China, and they both decide they want to go to Beijing to explore their future, and that was exact same time that I went to Beijing to also work in the film industry, as these 2 characters try to do. If they didn't do justice to the era that it's depicting, I will be very easily picking that out and tell you it's not well done. And very fortunately, this drama actually did it really well. In essence, it really did capture the 2007 to 2000 early 10s era of what Beijing feels like, and also people from outside of the capital coming into the capital, what type of life or what type of energy these people usually have. And then it's an 18-year time span of their love story and also their pursuit of their dream. And they're coming together, breaking apart, coming together, breaking apart, multiple times of personal growth and romantic relationship story. They are the 2 Wang actors, central couple and the main story, and obviously our narrator, because they're writing their own story. So in this drama, you'll constantly see the scenes that basically break the 4th wall. The actors in the drama's scenario, and suddenly they will turn to the camera looking right into the lens like Deadpool, right? Start to talk to the audiences directly, addressing as if they've lived through their whole life, and they will forecast already to you what's going to happen. It also follows a very classic structure of having 2 couples who work as each other's commentator or reference. We have a contemporary 2025 young couple who also you would see at the beginning of the drama, they don't know each other, they meet, and then they discover something that's being basically left by the main couple of the story. So they are watching our main character's story as we are watching our main character's story. They become a classic narrative device. For the younger audiences today watching this drama, they represent their values, and you see this quite big change of views on relationship, romance, work, dream, what is the guy or the girl's role in the relationship changing over the 18 years period of time. And you have the same age people today as they were 18 years ago, acting as their counterpart and reference. And really interestingly, the younger couple story eventually gets integrated into our main character's story as they meet in the story's timeline for real. The story will constantly be cutting between the 2007 main lead couple and the 2025 commenting couple. It was also cut between in the story and also looking at the camera and suddenly starting to address the audiences directly. You also have around the main character, main couple's storyline, a supporting couple that would also affect some parts of the story. So this is an overall very interesting structure. One more thing I want to add on is some crucial moments in this drama have many versions. They tried pretty much every version they can think of, and the director and also the 2 actors have said that in their interviews. So before the final cut got released online, not even the actors know which version the drama actually went for, including the ending. Very common thing actually happens in productions. For all kinds of reasons, they would do multiple versions of important scenes just in case something doesn't work or does not pass censorship. They have a backup plan. I wish it could be a 3 gold mine drama, although it still isn't to me. More like a special 2 gold mine drama. Now let's get into talk about what is good and what is not good about this drama. I'll first point out the not good things. They are by no means too small to actually not mean anything. Otherwise, I'll give it 3 gold mine. But I think still, the things of this drama that impressed me are a lot more than the things that are not perfect. So basically, I want to leave the good stuff till later. What's not great about this drama? Number 1, tiny point, not gonna affect 99% of the audiences, but it affects me heavily, which is Wang Anyu plays a character who's from Chongqing. Most of the time he speaks Mandarin, but occasionally, particularly later when he go back to hometown, he would be very frequently speaking Chongqing dialect mixed with Mandarin. And he's known as an actor who gets joked about his bad accent in all the dialect that is not his native dialect, and it's well known online in variety shows. People joke about that, so it's one of his tag. But honestly, his Chongqing accent is all over the place. He opens his mouth, he speaks Chongqing dialect to another character who is actually from Chongqing, who speaks perfect Chongqing dialect. I instantly get pulled out of the story, can't believe his character, can't believe the scenario, can't help laughing. I had to do this. Or I had to literally close down all the volume, just look at the subtitles over that scene, because I know the moment I hear it, it breaks the magic. Number two, another small point, but it does affect your enjoyment of the story, which is the drama covers from 2007 to 25, 18 years lifespan. The drama didn't age any of them with makeup. They did give Wang Anyu's character later gray hair, so that's the only identifiable thing of him aging. But apart from the hair color, his face didn't change at all. There's barely any effort into makeup to add a little bit skin detail to say this person has aged. It's not realistic to have a person in their early 20s and their 40 looking exactly the same. Particularly, I'd say Wang Yuwen. She didn't get any hair treatment. She also didn't get any skin aged. And she looks so pretty and young when she's like 22 in the story. But then she also looks so pretty and young when she's 40. There's hardly any change at all. By the time the story hits 2025, it makes it really hard for me at least to believe fully. I'd say 5 to 10% of unbelievability of the story later came from the fact that nobody aged a day. Another thing that may affect people's reading of this drama and make them not like it that much, to me is not a problem. I think it's actually the drama's strength, but I do see a lot of comment existing online about people not being happy about the story. So I would want to remind you, at least knowing what you're gonna go in for if you haven't tried, which is this drama is not an idol romantic drama. Although it's in contemporary romantic drama category, I would call it a record of two people together for 18 years who live in the real world, who are not super rich, super talented, having all the main characters' halo around them. Neither of them is perfect. They each have very clear shortcomings. They never really, in any sense, become more superior. They just grow more experienced. So this is not idol drama, because idol drama is about making dreams that are not necessarily reflecting what goes on in reality. It's a space for you to escape to, whereas this drama is actually a biography, so it doesn't have that space for you to escape to. It's in many ways a little bit too real. And some people don't like it. They want dream. They want clear-cut result of something. They want a black and white. They want good people, bad people, a couple who are destined for each other to work out clean and perfect. If that's what you want from a drama, this is not your drama. You may get offended and frustrated throughout the whole thing because constantly you see them struggle and you see them don't get anywhere. The last thing I would mention about this drama where it's not perfect is there is a supporting couple in the main story timeline, not the 2025 young couple, but our main character's good friend who rented their apartment with them for a long time. So they know each other for many years until they go on their different ways. That supporting couple's story is a little bit too out there, because our main lead couple story feels more real and often filled with struggle, but they can make it perfect. So it's anti-idolizing type of story. And then this supporting couple story is very wacky. It's a little bit jarring, at least when I try to configure these two couples into the same world setting, almost cannot do that in my brain. It's like they belong to different type of drama, but somehow they are friends in this story. Again, not a huge problem, but it may occasionally feels really weird when you watch it. Now let's move on to why I like this drama a lot and I highly recommend it. And as it airs, certainly it has quite divided, I'd say, responses online as I can observe. There is like a group of people who just really don't buy into the story and they don't like the male lead or they don't like the female lead. They think this story is crappy. There's another group of people who got deeply moved and touched by the story. And I feel the deeply moved and touched people probably are the older generation like me. If you're in your 20s, early 20s, you are the current couple, as the drama has it, the young couple. And a lot of the things that happens in 2007 and how people deal with things, even though it's only 18 years, really is quite different, may not translate that easily to you and you don't get it, or the current popular trendy value of how relationships should be working in young people's mind is actually quite different from about 20 years ago how it works. Anyway, interesting observation. So what's great about this drama? Number one, purely from a technicality point of view of telling a visual story, this drama is, let's say, within the last 5 years at least, with what I have seen in Chinese drama land, the most cinematic, contemporary, romantic drama I've seen. From the color palette they choose, the type of camera work that goes into designing a scene, how they integrate set design and camera, how they integrate camera movement and then performance of the actors, how they edit things. Which part of this story needs to be cut out, does not need to be here, which shot has to be emphasized, and then do a slow-mo, do we do a wide shot, do we do a close-up, do we even do different types of slow motion? Some are high frame rate, slow down. Some are literally taking out frames within a sequence. How you design that with music. All these things are done to a level that's a lot more cinematic than the average Chinese contemporary dramas. And I got very impressed and really happy about at least seeing these days when everything is so streamlined, manufactured in the factory, like whatever genre it is. And this one cranked it up so much that it becomes super visible. And it's so clearly designed. So there were, I don't know if full storyboard of this drama, but at least I think for essential things, they probably blocked it out and rehearsed it like crazy. It is an expression rather than just get people there, put a camera on, shoot it, cover it, and done. I didn't believe in 2024 or something like that when they shot it, people still were willing to put that much effort into making this, which clearly will cost more money and time and energy and may not produce more money, but still they have ambition as craftsmen of one art. Second, the music of this drama is pretty nicely done. There's this background track that whenever their relationship, our main couple, gets pushed to a highly emotional point, it's the classic thing I would call in an everyday scenario of a very common, normal couple's love story, something like a supernova has happened. It's their own epic moment. And I love the fact that the music is perfectly written for normal people's epic moment. And that piece of music has the Chinese traditional instrument erhu in it, and it's just genius that they added that music instrument. Without that little bit tweak, it would not be the same music, and that music has been stuck in my head ever since I heard it. Honestly, sometimes in my dream these days, I still hear that piece of music. That is how interesting and penetrating really that piece of music is. The third point, very good casting choices and exceeding my expectation performances from the main cast. Obviously, the two leads would be the most important people, Wang Anyu and Wang Yuwen. Wang Yuwen, I've seen most of her stuff. To me, I think her performance is within my expectation. She didn't exceed it too much, but I can tell she put a lot of effort into trying to make her character a character instead of herself. In a lot of individual moments, I can see that type of spark of a professionally trained actress getting really satisfied and having a lot of fun with the fact that they're playing a role that is juicy, instead of just going through the motions and be another idol drama female lead who is pretty and perfect. As for Wang Anyu, definitely exceeding my expectation. I think before this drama, his better performance would be 小巷人家, which just aired at the end of last year. I've watched pretty much every drama he's in since he showed up on the scene. I mean, I admit he's one of those young actors who does have a little bit X factor to me. It's hard to quantify what it is exactly. You can say it's just a personal charisma that works on me. This is the role he's had in his drama acting that is totally his. By which I mean you cannot really imagine any other actors playing this role. Is it perfect? Probably not, particularly the later half of the drama as he aged into the gray hair guy. He's too young. He's still too young with his real age to fully convincingly play a 40-year-old guy who's been beaten up by life quite a lot. I can see his effort trying to capture the aged person in both physical but also mental state, but it's not fully convincing. I think it's just he's too young. If a young actor in their 20s can do a very convincing 40s, they need to be in a way a genius. Like they have to be born with this ability that is so highly finely tuned that very few people get blessed with that talent in this world. But apart from that, I pretty much have no problem with his performance. He's done some best performances of his career. He does cry a lot in this drama, and he's known to be quite good crier. Like some people cry on camera and they look prettier when they cry than when they're not crying. When they become broken and shattered on screen, they are instantly prettier and more beautiful. And many famous male young actors got to the level of fame because they have the ability to look so fragile and beautiful and breakable. And this is to do with the fact that the drama audiences are largely female, and then this quality of a man is highly appealing to the female audiences, and that's another story. But whatever, in this drama he cries a lot, and he cries really well, like the best. There are a couple of explosive, emotional, highly charged crying scenes of the leads, both, but more on him, that are wow. I am so happy it got shot and caught on camera with 4K with this drama's camera work and aesthetics. It reminds me basically of like Xin Zhilei's couple of absolutely shockingly beautiful shots that happened in Shanghai Blossom for her as an actress. Like those were so beautiful that she needs to print it out and put it in her own house for her grandchildren to see. Wang Anyu, some of his shots and some of his moments in this drama are like that. Now, it could be that I'm completely blind by my own filter, but I think I also trust in my judgment. I do think he did some, up to this point, career-defining performance in this drama, and he definitely poured his heart into this role. So for the leading couple, their casting choices, their performances, they're very lucky to have those two roles done. And I think also they've had a lot of fun playing these two roles because they are not normal idol drama roles. They definitely have a lot more meat on the bone, and I think it will be highly important in the future when they look back. So these are the major great things about this drama. Any of those points is worth you picking this drama and just give it some time to watch. At the end of this video, I would say this is not a perfect drama. For example, the drama has a clear sense of the beginning. The earlier parts seems to be better worked out, more visceral, more engaged. It has this classic problem, unfortunately, like many dramas. Starts well, goes okay, and then towards the end, it wobbles. Also, although I've said so many good things about these two lead actors' performance compared to what they've done before, this is, I'd say, a proper project that tests their ability as actors. But it also shows both of them are not yet in any way having a very good control of their own craft. Even when some of the performances are already exceeding my expectation, overall, they still need a lot of work. And neither of them, I would say, is sort of the born genius for acting. They could reach better acting by hard work, and they still have a long way to go. These days, the people that you can use as actors and actresses in Chinese drama to do what you want to do is very hard to find. It's weird that, let's say a decade or 2 decades ago, even when actors are very young, in their early 20s, they can play super complicated roles and very difficult roles really well. And you almost forget the fact that they're 24, 25 years old or something like that, and then they do roles that after 10 years, 20 years, you look back, you're still marveling at how good they are. And it used to be, because everybody is like that, you don't find it's a rare resource. But now you have Chinese dramaland in 2020, so many actors who are actually older, say in their age, they're 27, 28, close to 30, yet they do performances that are so childlike, right? It's not even close to the level of demanding technique-wise and whatever as the older generation of actors at their younger age doing those roles. The decline of the quality of actors overall. I'm not criticizing these two young actors. I love their performance, but I can also see a couple of generations before them, those younger actors will be a lot better. Still, at the end of the day, I highly appreciate a very unusual production. I cannot imagine how much pressure they would have endured, because this is not a popular IP adaptation. This is not high traffic actors acting a super superficial, sweetened, unrealistic, but probably very sellable product, like idol drama. It is a biography. It is of, in many ways, helplessness of living in the real world and having to bow down to reality, but then still having dreams. And also it goes into quite a lot of deep, I'd say, analysis of human relationship, of love, romance, the stages it has to go through. The dynamics of two people in a relationship actually is not stable. It keeps changing. If you watch the story, you'll know earlier on the guy is more like the idealist and the girl is more practical in a way, and she supports his dream, but she never thinks about her own dream. As she becomes aware of her own dream, she becomes an idealist, and the guy actually has been polished by his experience down to succumb to real life's pressure and becoming more practical. Yet the girl has become an idealist and she cannot deal with the fact that the guy has lost his edges. It's not that they don't love each other, but then the ideal, the other person in this person's brain has changed in reality, and it no longer fits their imagination of an ideal relationship, and that causes them to go separate ways. But then they come back, they separate, like multiple times these things happen. It is very frustrating, but at the same time a lot more realistic and interesting than simple resolution, happily ever after. And in this day and age, when this industry in China is just a mess, barely anything that has any character, personality, even intention to express itself exists in the market. You have one of this type of drama existing, The Lighthouse on the Dark Ocean drama. At least there are people out there who know how to tell good stories and who still want to do something that is unique, different, with their own expression and genuine, not motivated purely by making a profit. I can sense that from this drama. I highly appreciate its existence. I don't think it has done very well in the market, but I think that's better than another copy-pasted drama that only satisfies the tiny group of fandoms of the leads and then get forgotten instantly. Those are the truly wasting time, wasting life, wasting resources stuff that is completely pointless and will leave no mark in history of drama making. This type of drama, I do think as time goes on, it will become more and more valuable. So that should be the end of this review from Avenue X on the drama Such a Good Love, 值得爱. It is 值得 watch, worth watching. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.